Good morning, everyone. My name is Sunana, and I am the student of MSc MLS Biochemistry. Today's topic is open book examination, and we will discuss about each and every step which is considered very important in open book examination. So first of all, we should know about what is our education system. Our education system is very different from the other countries because they follow the activity criteria. But in India, we mostly follow the theoretical portion, which is included in our books, in our videos, or in any other purpose from which the education is to be given. But if we talk about the education is the process of learning or getting of knowledge, skills, values, and the habits of essential needs of life. It can be regarding the studies, it can be regarding the moral values. So education can be differ in the different sectors, and it is different from one country to another country too. So if we talk about the education system before COVID-19. Now the strain of COVID-19 is there, okay, and lockdown is there. So we should know what is the importance of the open book examination. So if we talk about the education system before COVID-19, it was the closed book examination. We are just parroting the lessons to the students, and the questions and the answers of that questions. Some of the students are facing the lacuna problem. Lacuna problem is a kind of problem in which the student is not able to learn, read, or write anything. Okay, so when we was following that closed book examination, there was a communication gap between the students because they was just following the theoretical portion of the books. They are not having the practical skills. They are not having the communication skills to communicate with other people, to communicate with the other fields of study. So that's why that is resulting in the lack of writing ability too, because if they are not able to understand whatever they are writing, whatever they are listening or learning, they can't be write anything about it. So writing ability, the lack of writing ability skills was also there. So if we talk about the impact of COVID-19, or we can say the after COVID-19, what is the uh, education system we are following? That is the impact. If we say impact, first impact is on the socially the people got affected very much because the socially, if we say there is a unemployment and there is a hungerness, people are not able to have their daily needs. They are having very much problems, as we have listened, and we have seen also that many of the predators, the people which are working in one city, go back to their home by walking distance. So we can say socially people got affected by the COVID-19. And the cultural places remain closed till the date. Many of the cultural places remain closed because as we know, the COVID-19 is spread over why the very crowded areas. More the people will be there, more will be the chances of spreading of that COVID-19 virus, and as well as the new virus too. And the next is political power also got affected, because as the people socially, the people got affected, the political powers, politicians have to help the socially, so they got affected by it too. Economic, as the people got affected, the people are unemployed, the economic rate of the India, the graph curve came down very rapidly. Education system, the most and the very important impact that had in the education system, because we haven't seen or we haven't listened that the schools remain closed for the whole of the year. No, but after COVID-19 or the during COVID-19, due to the lockdown, the education system, the schools, the colleges, the institutes remain closed for the very long time. So after COVID-19, we are following the open book examination. Open book examination is the opposite to the closed book examination. As its name suggests, open book examination means the examination which will held under the presence of the books, that in this case you are allowed to carry your books, your notebooks, your textbooks, so that you can easily recall your information. You can recall your information, you can see the material. But there is a very big difference between closed book examination and open book examination. So if we talk about the types of open book examination, it is of two types, restricted and unrestricted. As its name is saying, in restricted type of open book examination, there should be some restrictions, okay, that not everybody or not on every places, the people are not approved or not allowed to carry their all the notes, all the documents with their. They are only allowed to some of the important notes or documents which are required during the examination. Okay, so only like it can be a logarithmic table, dictionaries, or it can be a calculator. So restrictions are there. But if we talk about the unrestricted type of open book examination, it is very different from the restricted type. As it is saying, it is opposite to the restricted type. So it means there will be no limitations, there will be no any restrictions. People are very free to carry their notes, their books, their handouts with them. And but in unrestricted type of open book examination, the people are presumed to certain teaching strategies. Okay, so if we talk about what kind of questions will be there in open book examination, the very most important question that arises. So first of all, the question can be on the clarification basis. Like if we say that what kind of question will be there, that what do you mean by this, or what do you think about that author, or anyone want to say that what is the main concept. Okay. And the next one is assumption question. In this kind of question, you have to assume that what is dash is assuming here, what could be assumed instead. Okay. And in the next one is reason and evidence question. In this kind of question, you have to give the proofs, you have to give the examples. Like for example, define this and give one example with this to correct or to prove true your question. Okay, or the question can be, what would be an example, what do you think about this, or what do you think, is this statement is true or not? If it is true, then you give the example or proof. If it is false, then give the reason for it. Okay, and the next is origin or source. Origin or source means from which the question has been taken. Okay, that question can be the question can be like, from where did you get that idea, what caused you to feel that way. Okay, that kind of question will be there. Next is implication and consequences questions. Implication and consequences question, it may be like, what is an alternative? Alternative means what can be the substitute of that question? What are you implying by that, or what you want to say about that? Okay, and the next one is viewpoint question, that what you have the views about that question or that concept. Okay, how would other people respond to this question, or how are dash and dash points are alike and different? So this kind of question will be there in the open book examination. So how you can prepare for the open book examination? There are some of the preparatory tips is there. First one is the very most important, that is study thoroughly. Rather, you are allowed to take your notes, your books with yourself, but you don't have time to to see, to find the answer of that question. You should study very thoroughly each and every point. The concept should be clear to you. If the concept is clear to you, whatever the question will be there, you are able to answer that question. Okay, so very important, study thoroughly. Next one is make yourself comfortable. Wherever you are going to give your examination, is it at your office, is it at your home, or in your room, or in any park, the place where you are going to give your examination, it should be comfortable to you. There should be no any noise. There should be the proper Wi-Fi. There should be a proper light for you. The chair or the table you are using, it should be comfortable to you. Okay, and the next one is go through instructions one day prior to examination. The admit card that is going to that will be there for you. You should follow that admit card. You should follow the instructions given by the university or the colleges or the institute. So it will be more easy to fill up the credentials, or the, I can say, the main points during the login in the examination form. It can be a college name, it can be your examination roll number, your name, your date of birth, and registered email ID too. Okay, so these basic things you should follow for the preparation of open book examination. So now the very main question arises, how to attempt the open book examination. It is very simple, because the one thing that very sure comes in our mind, that we are having our notes with ourselves, we are having the books with ourselves, so we don't need to study. No, the question will be in the different form, the question will be in the different way. So you should study thoroughly, and you should know that how to attempt the question. In the very first step, you should understand. Just study, just read it out, your question paper. Try to understand that what the question is this. Okay, the what is the question, and what should be the answer of that question. Just understand. Okay, and the next one is analyze. Now you understood the question. Now analyze that what can be the answer of that question, and then create. Now you analyzed that it can be the question of it can be the answer of that question. Now you can create the ideas that how you are going to represent your answer of that question. And next one is evaluate. Now you have created the answer of that your question, that you are going to attempt in this way, in the flow chart, in the paragraph, in the points. Now evaluate it. Okay, and at last attempt it. Apply your knowledge. Rather, it can be in the form of a flow chart, it can be in the form of paragraph, it can be in the form of a tabular form, in the paragraph or in the points. Okay, now by this you can attempt your question. So what can be the advantage and disadvantage of open book examination? If we talk about advantage, there are many advantages, because the reference material is with you. It is very eco-friendly. No usage of paper is there. If you are going to give the open book examination in the online way, it is very easier to understand. It encourages your communication skill and your mental ability to, and places a greater focus. But if we talk about the disadvantages is that you may got the overconfident, that you are having your reference material with yourself, that you don't need to study. No, it's not true. You have to study very thoroughly. Okay, and don't need to study. No, material may not be available to all the students. Some of the students are very, financially they are not that much strong that they can buy the very expensive books. Okay, so material is not always available to all the students. Okay, some and many of the students are not familiar with the format of the open book examination. Okay, and due to they have the confidence that they can have their reference material with self, what the student do, they carry very much, or I can say, in a very large quantity of their reference material. So they was having only the limited space for to carrying their reference material. So what is the conclusion? If we talk about the open book examination, the main point is that open book examination can restore your true knowledge of your word of education. It not only increases the mental ability or mental skills of the student, it is also going to increase the learning objectives, teaching objectives of the teacher. Now teacher is going to innovate the new ideas that the student have to attempt this question in a new way. Okay, so this is strategical for both the students and teacher too. It is also increasing the learning ability and as well as the teaching ability. Okay, in closed book examination, we are just reading the books or writing the something, and but our practical skills and our mental skill are not improving. But in open book examination, you are in your mental ability as well as your thinking ability may got raised. So if you have any question, any suggestion, please drop a comment in the comment box, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.